This is my M5Stack Core3 computer with a large language module. Hi, I'm Phil, and today I'm going to talk about a large language module from M5Stack. So let's go and have a look at it. We'll have a look at what it is, what the costs are, the applications, and some of the features. Then I'll show you the projects that I've been doing on it. So the model is a large language model using a dedicated processor, the AX630C. And if you go to their website, it's not designed for large language modeling. It's actually used for a night vision camera system. So I guess its performance, if you look at what it can do in terms of speed of processing, it's very close to what you would get in a processor, the neural network processors. Okay, so this is what it looks like. And I've got it on the middle layer, sandwiched between the Core 3 computer, and on the bottom there's a base. So this shows you a little bit about its specs and capabilities. It's got 4 gigabytes of RAM, and that increases with the eMMC memory to 32 gigabytes. Not a lot for large-scale modeling. It not only has the large-scale modeling, but it has other processes like keywords, speech recognition, and text-to-speech. So it's actually supporting 4 modules that all can work together. And it will work not only with the Core 3, that's the one I've got, it will work with the Core 2, and also the Core MP135. This is what it looks like inside. Cost-wise, it's $49.90 US, and applications, it's for offline voice assistants. So you can make one of these where you don't want to use the internet. It's used for things like speech-to-text, text-to-speech conversion, and that they're pretty low level in terms of what the capabilities of this processor are. Some of the features, it will do, when you look at the benchmark for it, it will do 3.2 teraflops at 8-bit integer precision. So not the highest, but it's good enough for a demonstration. And it's integrating keywords for the wake word, speech recognition, text-to-speech, and the language model. And they're all in the firmware of the device. We already mentioned the memory, and you also have a SD card. I don't know what the maximum size of that is, and can you extend your language model using the SD card. It's got microphone and speaker on board. It has serial communications, and that serial communications is used to talk to the core computer. Looking at the operating system, there's Ubuntu, and you have the additional, in the firmware, you've got Qwen 2.5, very small language model, and that can be upgraded to a 1.3B. The nice thing is that the language model is compatible with both Arduino IDE and UI Flow. So we've seen the specs already, so we won't go through those again. And you need to actually go through some of the jargon that's used in AI and the performance of AI. So the model that I've got comes with a debug board, and it's only on the first one. This means you could actually use it independent of the core computer and treat it as a Linux box. Okay, so that's the hardware. Let's have a look at the software. We'll move across, and software-wise, it has pre-installed the Qwen 2.5. It's got vision recognition capability, which is not surprising. And they do include a YOLO world demonstration, although I couldn't get that to work. It features, we've gone through all the different models. And what's interesting, it's got future capability. Actually, the first one, the upgrade from the 0.5B to the 1.5 Qwen 2.5 model is already available. And so is the L Llama. And I'm not sure about the other ones, but there is growing support for that. So that's interesting. IDE, there is a support for that, and I haven't tried that out yet, but I have tried out the UI flow, and it's one of the modules which appears on the module box on the UI flow IDE. So this is what it looks like. Plenty of support modules for you, or commands for your projects. So the projects I've done the online demos. I've done most of those, except I couldn't get the YOLO one to work. The typical one, the one that actually integrates all the others, is the top one. We might actually have a look at that in a little bit more detail. We'll focus on that one. And what it looks like on my desktop is just the Core3 on top, with the large language model module in the middle, and on the bottom I have a base for the Core3. And the objectives are to do a demonstration combining all of the models, and I'm going to use a wake word of "Hi Jimmy," and that will then allow me to ask a question, and we'll see what some of those are. So the hardware, I'm using the Core3, the large language model, and the DIN base. So the user interface, you can paint this on the screen with the UI flow. We might actually go across and have a look at that now. To get the UI flow working, you just simply go to the M5Stack website, and you get a choice between two different environments. So you can have UI flow 1 or 2. We're going to pick the second version 2. And you can go through, fill in the forms, and I've already got this loaded. So the text assistant, my program should be the voice assistant. So we'll just import that. And here's the model. And to actually get that going, you just simply add your module, which I've already done here. Go through here, this list of modules, and the one which is selected should be on that list there somewhere. There it is. So LLM is the large language model, and it's already there. So you can see a bit more detail on that if you want to. There you go. And the hardware-wise, I've got the button, the pins. These are the options that are available to you. And when you select those, you get the commands available to you. For example, in audio, you've got player and recorder. So the ones that are available for the large language module are further down. So you go right down to modules, large language model, and you've got all the commands. All you simply do is just bring them out, drag them onto your board or your coding sheet on the right. And in setup, I'm setting up the hardware for the large language model. And I've already painted on the screen the various labels, and I'm using those to update the status. So you can see it's going through a fairly slow process, and sequentially it's setting up the connections, resetting, starts the voice assistant. The wake up keyword is "Hi Jimmy," and we then, if that's okay, it will put the okay on the state right at the end. Nothing much is happening in loop, but there are a couple events. When it gets a wake word, it is able to respond to that, and when it wants to output the language model, it will put that on label 5, which is on the bottom. I'd like to extend this and perhaps add a MQTT communications module. And I guess the way I would do that, I'd go to software, and I'd be interested in adding that. So I'm confirming there's MQTT. And to do that, I would have to also work it with Wi-Fi. So looking at the hardware, I'd be looking at see if we can find Wi-Fi. So to get Wi-Fi, you just go down to the middle area where you've got your commands, and we select WLAN, and this is going to be a attach on to my home network. So I'll go down, and I want to get the statement for connecting. And the one that I would use for that, I'd put it right, perhaps right at the end. And I would put my home SSID and password on there. And after that, I also need to set up the MQTT. So you'd go down, go to MQTT, set that up. And since we run a home MQTT broker, I just need to fill in the details on that and send it off. And when I select a topic for my MQTT, what I might do is I'd be then sending a message and a topic, and that will go in here. So the lim data, I'd actually send a message across and fill that in. So it's not complete, but you can see where I'm going to go with this in the software. So after constructing the software, we tested it, and we were able to get the results. So if you have a web terminal, which is part of UI Flow version 2, you can get the progress as it's going through configuring the large language module. And you get a prompt. My prompt is going to be, "Hi, Jimmy." And there'll be, I'm going to ask a question, and the text will appear on the Core3 LCD under label 5. And you can see what all those responses are on the video, which follows as a desktop demonstration. I guess some of the issues are, can you change the gender? It starts off with a male voice, then goes on to a female voice. And I find the male voice with a lower frequency a little bit easier to understand. I'd also like to create my own extensions. And as I've looked at already, I'd like to use the MQTT communications protocol to do some of that. And we might actually look at the overall references, but I did some of the models also. So Qwen 2.5 is available online, and you can sign up and play with the same questions and compare the answers that you get with the offline. Okay, so the idea here was that I'm going to ask a question of how to make noodles. I'm going to use the online version, the software through Chrome, and I'm going to select a size of the Qwen, which is the same as the one that I'm got offline. Execution-wise, it was okay, and here is the response to that. So this is how you make noodles. Quite a lengthy process. And I got answers to all the other questions: how to stay healthy, suggest a hobby, but I didn't get an answer to help me get a job as a teacher. It did answer that on the offline module. Okay, quite happy with the performance so far, and I'm looking forward to upgrading the models. So for my references, if you go to the M5Stack website, we might actually go across and have a look at that now. So you can see here's the website for the M5Stack large language model. And you can go through that and it'll give you an overall description with features, applications, and specifications. Then just go across to the documents. And this is where you'll find the wiki with a little bit more detail and a good tutorial, both in Arduino and in UI Flow. And this is the one that I've been using here. Okay, so we'll leave it at that and stay tuned for the desktop demonstration. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
I want to make noodles. Tell me how.
Sure. I'd be happy to help you make noodles. What type of noodles are you interested in making? There are many different types of noodles, such as wheat noodles, rice noodles, vegetable noodles, and more. Once you have a better idea of what you want to make, I can provide you with step-by-step instructions on how to make it.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
I want to apply for a job as a teacher. Help me.
Sure. I'd be happy to help you apply for the job as a teacher. Here are some steps you can follow. Research the job. Look up the job description for the position you're applying for. This will give you an idea of the job requirements, responsibilities, and the company head culture. Prepare your resume and make sure your resume is clear, concise, and highlights your relevant experience and skills. Include any certifications or licenses you have as well.
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
How do I stay healthy?
Staying healthy is a journey that requires effort, dedication, and a commitment to good habits. Here are some tips that can help you stay healthy. Eat a balanced diet. A healthy diet is essential for good health. Focus on eating a variety of fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. Avoid processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive intake of saturated and trans fats. Get enough sleep. Sleep is crucial for physical and mental health. Aim for
Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
What hobbies do you suggest I do?
In a language model, I don't have personal preferences or hobbies. However, I can suggest some popular hobbies that people enjoy. Reading. Reading is a great way to relax, learn new things, and expand your knowledge. Traveling, exploring new places and cultures can be a great way to broaden your horizons and learn about different ways of life. Dancing. Dancing is a fun and social activity that can help you stay active and engaged.